Nisboere word met trots geborg deur Laveld Agrochem en JAC Motors.
HoneyBee Heroes actually started out as a lockdown project. Our founder, Chris Oosthuizen, came out to Stanford here on the farm during lockdown, which was just meant to be a 3-week, 5-week visit. And while he was here, he got to speaking to some local beekeepers in the area, and they were discussing the plight of the honeybee, the threats that it faces as well, and then also the commercial viability of beekeeping. So this got Chris thinking, and he did a bit of research, contemplated a lot, and then he came to me shortly after and he said, I'm going to buy 50 hives and I'm going to get into beekeeping. Another reason for that motivation was we had a farm worker in the area who was out of work due to COVID, and he had the idea of also educating him and upskilling him to become a beekeeper to take care of those hives as well. And that's kind of how the HoneyBee Heroes project was born. Chris purchased these 50 hives, and then all of a sudden we had these 50 hives, and of course we had bees, which was very exciting once the bees started moving in. We got stung a lot, we learned a lot in the beginning, and then we had honey all of a sudden, and we didn't know what to do with it. So we got the idea we hand painted some of the beehives that we had with our friends and family's names on them, and we said, okay, this is your hive now, you need to purchase the honey from this hive and support the project. And then we got the idea that if our friends and family loved it so much, maybe the community would also like to get involved and help us kind of expand the project. Okay, that's when we started our Adopt a Hive flagship initiative. And we just thought that maybe a couple people in Stanford where we're based would maybe want to adopt and support the project, but we were so blown away by the support. We had so many individuals adopting hives for past loved ones, for friends and family, and then eventually we also had people adopting for their businesses. And then it kind of rolled into these incredible South African corporates adopting hives and supporting us as well. And the reason why the Adopt a Hive supports bee conservation is because we believe as HoneyBee Heroes that conservation and education go hand in hand. We believe that you can't fix a problem if you don't understand what the problem is to begin with. And we noticed with our friends and family, when they had their name on a beehive, all of a sudden they cared about bees. They wanted to know more about beekeeping. They wanted to know what threats do honeybees face in this day and age as well. And so we realized it was a beautiful vehicle to Adopt a Hive to actually spread education about bees, why they're important, why it's so important that we protect them as well for generations to come. And so that's the beauty of the Adopt a Hive initiative. It creates a connection from man to nature as well. So our Adopt a Hive initiative was doing super well. We're getting amazing support from the communities. So we decided that we wanted to take a step further. We didn't just want to do it for the bees, we wanted to do it for people as well. And we're really passionate about bettering lives through beekeeping. And so that's when our Women in Beekeeping program was born. And that's basically when we educate and upskill women from low-income areas or underprivileged areas to become beekeepers and in rural areas as well. And that's been an incredible project to take on. It's incredible to foster a new generation of beekeepers, especially women beekeepers as well. So anytime that you walk into a store, you're given a choice. You choose what meat you're buying, what chicken you're buying, what beef you're buying, what eggs you're buying, and you're also deciding what honey to buy. And what we really want to push as well in terms of education is not all honey is the same. Not all honey is raw honey. Not all honey is local honey. Not all honey is even real honey as well. We have a global issue at the moment with imported honey coming from various places in the world. So this honey can be exposed to irradiation, it can be filtered, heated, and that takes away from all the incredible health benefits that raw honey has. Raw honey is nature's superfood. It has vitamins, minerals, it's antibacterial, it's immune boosting. There are so many incredible health benefits to honey. It really is a superfood. And so what we want to encourage is just take a couple of seconds when you're standing in front of a shelf to read the label. Is this honey local? Is it from South Africa? Or is it from somewhere else? We really want to back our consumers buying raw local honey and supporting local farmers and local beekeepers. So Honey Club is a fantastic initiative because not only are you able to get raw, local, fresh honey delivered to your door every single quarter through Honey House, but it also features and highlights the Women in Beekeeping program that we do as well. So every quarter, you'll be able to get raw, local honey delivered to your door different varietals every single time. You'll get a little honey guide as well that explains where the honey was harvested from, the flavor profiles, etc. And not just that, but on that guide, they also always feature, well, Honey House always features a different woman from our Women in Beekeeping program, or just updates about what our initiative is doing there. If sometimes even honey that was harvested from our beneficiaries' hives as well, which is really exciting. So Honey House's Honey Club supports HoneyBee Heroes by highlighting the work that we're doing. They also buy all the honey from us to supply the Honey Club, which is wonderful. So you know that when you are getting a Honey Club delivery, that you're buying honey that makes a difference, and you're also tasting honey that is raw, local, and of fantastic quality.
Ja, so Honey House is ambassadeur van HoneyBee Heroes en op daardie manier elke potjie wat ons uitstuur is ons gekoppel aan HoneyBee Heroes, en op daai manier gee ons blootstelling van HoneyBee Heroes en meer mense te lok na HoneyBee Heroes toe om hulle inisiatiewe te ondersteun. So Suid-Afrikaanse heuning is 'n baie spesiale produk. Ons het een van die rykste blomme ryke in die wêreld, en meer spesifiek fynbos. Fynbos is reg in Suid-Afrika en meer so die Wes-Kaap. En dit is iets wat moet blootgestel word aan die wêreld. Dit is iets wat ons as Suid-Afrikaners baie trots op moet kan wees, en om dit uit te sit in die mark en mense te bewus te bestel van dit, sal 'n groot noemenswaardige deurbraak wees vir ons. Ja, so Honey House saam met HoneyBee Heroes het 'n HoneyBee Heroes hardloopprogram wat hulle noem 'n beekeeping experience, waar ons mense uitnooi teen 'n koste om meer te kom leer oor bye, oor die mark, oor heuning. Ons doen 'n hele teoretiese aspek van dit, en dan gaan ons uit en ons gaan ontmoet die bye en ons werk met die bye, en op daai manier, deur daai program en daai inisiatief, leer ons vir mense die voordeel van 100% rou heuning. Ons bemoedig hulle ook om nie net ons heuning te koop nie, maar plaaslike heuning van hulle plaaslike bye boere. Dit is so voordelig om heuning wat uit jou area te kom te koop en dit te gebruik. As jy sukkel met hoë koors, enige van daai aspekte, is dit so voordelig. So op daai manier net deur mense bewus te maak van die voordele wat 100% rou Suid-Afrikaanse heuning vir jou inhou, is iets wat ons streef om elke dag te doen. Ja.
If we practice sustainable beekeeping, we're going to ensure that our bees are healthy, and that's where we want to also bring in our ethical beekeeping, is to make sure that they're healthy and thriving, and once they're there, then they can pollinate, and it keeps other species within our ecosystems healthy and strong. Our honeybees, and actually all pollinators, play a huge role, especially with food security in South Africa. Over 50 crops in South Africa use pollination services by our pollinators, so they're extremely important. If we had to lose our pollinators, food security, we'd have a problem in South Africa. Food would become extremely expensive to get hold of, and our diets would become so imbalanced. Our fruits, our nuts, our vegetables require pollinators, and also lucerne requires pollinators too, which is a vital feed stuff for agriculture, like your livestock. So there we'll also see a knock-on effect in our different livestock entities too, with our sheep and our cattle. So the pollinators really are like the start and the foundation of everything that we have in South Africa and our food systems, and keeping it safe. So as for tips for beekeepers, or even if, well, I suppose now a lot of us are living in flats, maybe in a city, so what you could do is put a nice little pot plant of basil on your windowsill, and this will also help attract the bees. They love that, or lavender. This will help them to forage pollen and take that back to the hive. So those are small little things that you are able to do. Don't use insecticides or pesticides in your garden. And then your bigger farmers, just be in touch with your local beekeepers. Communication is key. Make sure that if you do need to have a spraying program, speak to the beekeeper, be honest, say we need to spray our crop, so therefore they could move the bees away, or spray when all the bees are back inside the hive and fewer are exposed to the pesticide and insecticide. Also make sure that you have like a nice little water source for them, like clean water source. People back at home, if you want to put out a nice little bird bath, you can get like tape with grip on it so that if the bees do fall in the water, they can climb out again. Just little things like that really do help. And the best thing as well is to go out there and spread the word about how important pollinators are, especially with your kids. Teach them that bees are important. They're a vital part of the world and our food chain, and we need them to treat everything with respect.
Nisboere word met trots geborg deur Laveld Agrochem en JAC Motors.